This is Shutters Inc. with Bruce Williams and Glynn Lavender.
Hi and welcome to episode 582 of Shutters Inc. Just when you thought we weren't coming back.
I can't believe it's the middle of January already, Bruce.
I know! Who would have thought? It's the 4th of February. We said we'd be back mid-January and here we are.
Oh, are you using the Gregorian calendar?
Something like that.
Wrong. I'm on the Mayan calendar. It ran out in 2012, so we've kind of been stuck in mid-January ever since.
How was your Christmas and New Year, Mr. Lavender?
A long time ago, that's how it was. It was forever and ever ago. No, I think it was pretty. It was mostly uneventful. It was kind of a quieter one, actually, this year. It was just...
Last year, yeah.
Last year, yeah. And into January and New Year and stuff. It was quite quiet. So, okay. And yourself?
It was good because we had Max and Caitlin down from Darwin. So they got down here the weekend prior to Christmas and stayed with us through until the 3rd or 4th of January, which was the weekend following New Year's Day. So it was great. It was really good. Catch up with them and went to my brother-in-law's place for Christmas Day because he and his wife had just moved into their first house together.
That's right. You're saying that, yep.
Took Randy with us and then Randy stayed at their place overnight while the four of us went and stayed in a hotel where obviously we couldn't have the dog. And then on Boxing Day we took Caitlin, all of us went up to Katoomba, but Caitlin had never been to New South Wales, so we thought we'll take her up to Katoomba and show her the Three Sisters and Scenic World and do the cable car and all the touristy stuff.
The Three Sisters, for those people who don't live in Australia, are three rocks.
Yeah, three very large rocks.
Bruce is showing them a great time. Let's go look at some rocks.
That's it.
There's three of them. Not just one rock I'm showing you. There's three. And they're sisters.
That's it. So, so it was good. So we had a nice Christmas. It was nice not having to cater for Christmas. That's always a bonus. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. And your New Year, what did you get up to?
Well, my eldest partner was down from Newcastle from like December 22nd through till I think it ended up being like January 12 or something, so quite a long time. So all we did is play, I think we played Monopoly.
Right. Cool.
On New Year's Eve, then wandered down to the local park at midnight and watched the illegal fireworks going off, and then wandered back, and that was the extent of our... Well, when I say stay till January 12th, he's supposed to go back like January 4, right. But then he got sick, so he was stuck for like 5 days here sick. And then there's massive fires.
Oh, of course.
And he has bad asthma. And we're talking... I'm sitting on my deck on the backyard and ashes falling around me, so the air was pretty polluted. And his car is pretty old and beaten up, and so the recirculation air pump doesn't work. No. All he can do is blow through from outside.
Oh!
And the main road between Melbourne and the city was closed for fires, and he had to go through his detour. So the smoke was... So we kept him around for a few more days out of safety and make sure he got home safe. And
could he have not gone up the coast road?
It would have taken a hell of a lot longer. Yeah. But I guess he could have. I think there were fires down there as well. There were fires everywhere, frankly. Right. Yeah. But so he stayed a few extra days, and then he got home and his back. He put his hip out somehow on the drive. Put his hip out by 7 centimetres.
Oy.
Right. So he hasn't been able to work since he's been like 2.5 weeks off work.
Yikes.
And he's got no money to start with, and then so his poor bugger's had a real rough time.
Oh, that's a bit. So that's very rough.
Yes. Not the great start to the year for him, but New Year's was fine, and we went. Me and the kids went down to my sister's beach house for a couple of days. Her and her husband were down there, and we were a bit worried about getting in there because the fires were down that way, and really kind of worried about what's going to happen with the fires.
Yep.
But they managed to stay away. But the day after we left, there was these massive floods, and it was like an outgoing tsunami where cars were being washed out to the ocean, and these campsites have been completely... God knows how we didn't lose tens of lives being what could happen in the middle of the night.
Right.
And there's road bridges with like 10 cars smashed underneath it and stuff, and cars floating out into the ocean. It was just an astounding amount of isolated rain.
But right on the heels of bushfires.
Yeah, but the bushfires to the left and the bushfires to the right isn't where the rain hit. It hit in the middle where there's no bushfires and caused landslides as well and all sorts of stuff. And then, of course, the bushfires got even worse. Yeah, so it's typical crazy and typical Melbourne crazy weather. Been going from like 44 degrees down to 22 degrees, up to 40 degrees, down to 20 degrees, all over the place. So it's been a bit of a mad summer.
Yeah, it's been a little bit like that here. It hasn't been quite that extreme, but we have had some temperature swings like that. So yeah.
Well, one place set a new record. It was 49.3 degrees they got to.
Wow.
And that's in the shade, so we're talking 53, 54 in the sun. That's a pretty hot day.
Yeah, right. That is nasty.
But it's fortunate it hasn't been like day upon day of it. Yeah, when it gets really unbearable, you have a bad day, then you have a couple of days of relief, then you have a bad day, and so it's been manageable. It's been okay.
Yeah, good.
But and I had to do a natural light workshop on the 44-degree day.
Oh,
and of course, natural light requires us to walk around the burbs and
looking for sunlight.
Well, sunlight was no issue. But I tried to keep as much of it indoors as humanly possible, and but it was I think we walked no more than about 10 feet out of the building. And that was it. It's just beastly day to run a workshop. I've only run one workshop hotter, and that was in Los Angeles.
Wow!
And it was the hottest day ever in Los Angeles.
Wow! And
we were running in a glass room with an air conditioner that couldn't keep up with.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And only 2 people fainted, so it wasn't too bad. Out of like 12, it's like 1/6, Bruce. It hardly even counts.
Yeah. Oh, man. So what did the temperature get to on that day?
I think it was 46 Celsius that day as well. So, yeah, it's in a glass room with no respite from the sun.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
So,
some days you remember.
Other than your natural light workshop, have you done anything else photography-wise over the last 2 months?
A little bit. I did a couple of ladies flew down from Queensland to spend the weekend with me. One day doing flash, one day doing natural light. So 2 days of 2-on-1s.
Yeah, right.
That was kind of fun, walking around town, downtown Melbourne, photographing stuff. Pretty hot those days as well, but but we survived. So that was a bit of fun.
Cool.
I've been on a bunch of podcasts. Yeah, not yours, of course, not ours. But I cheated on. I didn't only one. I cheated on you this week with the Camera Life podcast on this Monday just gone. And you think we can waffle, Bruce? That went for over 2.5 hours.
Oi, oi, oi.
I know, right? Who's watching that?
No.
But a few weeks prior to that, I got them to get David Duchemin on.
Okay.
And he went for like 3 hours. Yeah. What? He said he's had marriages that haven't lasted that long. Yeah. But I was talking to him after the pod and said, you got to come back on our podcast. He said he'd love to any time. So we'll have to tee up another visit, another chat with David. And his life's changed dramatically since last time we talked to him. Chopping off of the leg and going from humanitarian photography to mostly animal photography. So lots to chat about there, and we should get him on sometime in let's get him in, say, mid-Jan. And
sounds like a plan.
Have a natter with him. And the rest of the time, I've just been putting to bed my India tour for September next year. Just finalising, literally I think I just finalised everything about 20 minutes before the podcast started. So I'll actually finish off the brochure and get that launched because the March tour is full.
Yeah,
and I've been prepping for Bangladesh. I got the whole group of coming to Bangladesh in a couple of weeks with me. We caught up last Sunday for brunch.
Nice, and
just went through all sorts of questions and thoughts and allaying people's fears. And,
so when do you head off?
26th. So a couple of 3 weeks or something.
Feb.
Yeah, right. About 3 weeks time.
Cool.
About a week or so after their elections.
Oh,
and we're just praying that the country doesn't tear itself apart during the elections and destroy the whole thing. So that's kind of a bit of stress sitting on at the moment, just waiting to see what happens there.
Because they had like a political coup a few years back, right?
They did, and the woman running the country fled to India, and then they put the death penalty on her.
Right.
And then there was a big student uprising towards the end of last year, and then the head of the student organisers got murdered.
Right.
So
wow.
There's some underlying tensions between the Hindus and the Islams. So
yeah,
we're just praying it goes through
smoothly.
Pretty smoothly.
Yes.
Smoothly, yeah. But speaking of Christmas as well, did you happen to get any Christmas goodies, photo related by chance?
I did.
Did you really?
My lovely wife bought me a Peak Designs camera strap.
Oh, nice.
With the little quick release toggles that you attach to the side of your camera body, which make it super quick to just take the strap off, but leave the little toggles on the camera. Yeah.
Why? Why do you want to take the strap off?
Because there are times when the strap is an annoyance.
Such as?
If I'm doing long exposure stuff in a windy environment, I don't want to stand there and have to hold on to the camera strap to stop it flapping around on the tripod and causing
like a mini sail, doesn't it? Yeah.
It causes micro vibrations in the body. And so times like that, it's really handy to just be able to snap, and it's off. And
you're so into your long exposure landscape photography these days. I mean, you're out there almost daily, aren't you? So, I mean, it's a good point to be able to get that on.
It is a totally valid point, Mr. Lavender. I'm glad you brought it up.
No, I do. I like the concept of Peak Design. I love their quick release toggles. I just don't like the way they sit around my neck.
Oh, okay.
They're too much of a traditional camera strap for my taste, and I guess I've just gotten so used to having my cameras tethered in the tripod socket. So they're hanging upside down.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That having the cameras pointing up is a pain in the ass to me, because then I can reach down my hand. As soon as my hand touches the camera, it's already in shooting position. Basically, I never have to turn my hand or the camera around. So for speed wise, but yeah, I've been doing that for 17, 18 odd years.
Yeah.
So I guess it's what you get used to.
And this strap did come with an attachment that does allow you to attach it to the 3/4 inch. Is it 3/4?
Oh, nice.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So it does give you that option if you want to have it attached to the base of your camera body. You know, in
the most important question to be asked though, Bruce, is what colour is it?
Black.
Black.
Yes. Like Henry Ford said, you can have it in any colour you like as long as it's black.
So your wife bought you a lovely strap? That's very nice.
She did.
My wife bought me 2 photo things. My wife's twice as good. Well, she might not be twice as good, but I guarantee she's twice as tall.
That's not hard.
I got a 50mm f2 lens for my Fuji.
Oh, nice.
For my little Fuji XE5. It's a sweet little prime lens. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Now, remind me, what's the crop factor on the Fuji?
So that makes it about 75mm.
Yeah, nice.
75 f2, lovely little portrait lens.
Sweet lens.
Sweet little portrait lens. So I'm looking forward to trying that out in Bangladesh. Done a couple of little shots of the kids just to kind of see how it feels when you're looking through it.
Yep.
And she bought me this LED torch/light. Looks like a torch, but it's got a Fresnel lens that you can pull forward and backwards to focus the light.
Yeah.
And it can do white lights, red, green, and blue, I think, from memory.
Mm-hmm.
So just to press a button, and you can like shine it on your background and have different coloured backdrops. Yeah, and it also has a whole bunch of little gobos, little attachments you can put to go like window shapes,
nice.
or Venetian blinds, or circles, and so just for. And you know what? I'm so glad she bought it for me, because on that 44-degree day, I'm stuck indoors and running out of ideas. Out comes the little torch.
Nice.
Away I went. And it made a huge difference. So it gave me, we could do some hair lighting. We could do all sorts of cool stuff that just added an extra element to the day's shooting.
Very cool.
It's not exactly natural light, but it was light.
Yeah.
And I always say to everyone, I consider myself an available light shooter.
Yeah.
So I will always use any light available, whatever it takes to get the shot. And can't be precious about that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my little Chrissy present. So it was quite a surprise.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was expecting a PlayStation 5. Yeah, I'm just on the quiet. Yeah, that didn't show up. Have to buy me out. But I did, because, post Christmas, I always tend to get into a bit of a buying frenzy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all that stuff you didn't get that you wanted, you should go and buy yourself. But I didn't do that. But I did buy a new barbecue.
Oh, nice.
So, so that's now got 3 barbecues, which of course every house needs.
Why do you have 3?
Because they do different things for us.
Do they not all barbecue?
Well, I think some barbecue and some grill. And some charcoal. So one's a charcoal egg, so you can do you can do like a 15-hour cooking it if you want to.
Right.
Not I'm going to because I'm far too lazy. But there's a mighty fine chicken wing.
Yeah.
And my old one was just a little traditional barbecue. Yeah, which just has got a grill on one side and a flat plate on the other. Just kind of handy. But I bought myself a big flat top grill.
Okay.
So it's basically like a 3-foot wide by 2-foot deep frying pan.
Right.
And so I'm doing eggs, I'm doing fried rice.
It's like the one you'd see outside Bunnings on Saturday morning. There's just one big flat
similar,
plate.
yeah. And same thing, like if you go to a diner in the US, in the kitchens, they use these big flat top grills. So you can cook just an enormous amount of food on this thing.
Yeah, nice.
And it was on super cheap special. So you can't not buy it when it's on special that much, Bruce. It's not how much it costs, it's how much you saved. So the whole typical thing when your wife gets home and you greet her at the door, gosh, but it's lovely to see you. Oh, I'm so glad you're home. And she goes, what did you buy? First thing out of her mouth, what did you buy? So I got me a new barbecue. That was pretty good.
Nice.
And I've got to try and get out. I was supposed to get out there today or tomorrow, and both days are shot now. There's a new Tamron lens coming.
Oh, okay.
And there's been no leaks whatsoever anywhere in the world of photography about it.
Right.
So,
this podcast won't come out for another 3 days, so you can actually reveal it right now.
Yeah, but it might not be released for a while. Still.
Oh, I thought you said it's coming out tomorrow.
But I've got the.
Or do you mean the
underhand.
announcement is tomorrow?
No, I get the lens to use tomorrow. But
I see.
I don't know
right.
I don't know actually when they're announcing it and when they're releasing it. I just know what the lens is and that it's sitting in the office waiting for me to pick up. So
nice.
But so all my plans for what I was thinking of taking to Bangladesh.
Okay, non-disclosure question: is it a prime or a zoom?
I can't tell you that.
Oh,
well, I can.
I was going to say
it's a zoom. Tamron don't make a lot of primes. So it's a zoom. Yeah, so it's kind of going to change what I was planning on taking to Bangladesh to shoot with because now they've got this new lens that they want images shot with straight away.
Of course.
But it's not necessarily a range I'm super happy with to take. General purpose stuff, I don't know, maybe. But as far as consider how my brain was planning for how I was going to shoot Bangladesh, this changes everything. And it might mean I need to take another lens, one more lens more than I planned.
Right.
To be able to do the things I want to do that I was going to do with the lens that I was going to take.
So I'm just going to take a stab in the dark. You don't have to acknowledge or whatever. I'm going to say it's somewhere like 25 to 50 mil.
Yes, it's not. So it's,
we'll find out in due time.
It is not even in the ballpark.
Okay.
No, actually, that's not true. You got the mil bit right.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing. So yeah, that's so, and I haven't even seen an image of what it looks like yet. So I'm kind of curious to see how big it is and all that stuff. But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to be one of the first people shooting with that in the wild, but if it's not something I like, or it limits what I can do, or limits what I want to do, or I feel obligated to use that because I need to get images for them.
So they understand that you're going to Bangladesh, and they're okay with you taking this with you?
Well, this is Tamron Australia who want me to do this, so not Tamron Japan.
Right.
Normally I work for Tamron Japan, but this is Tamron Australia who are more than happy for me to take it. Because I would imagine by the time I'm going to Bangladesh, it'll at least been announced.
Right.
I would imagine, because if they've got, they got the stock in end of last week, I think. So, yeah, I can't imagine they're sitting for months and months. And it's not pre-production samples that I'm using, which is what I've used in the past. This is actually production unit.
Right.
So, which is good because it will actually focus and it won't have any other weird issues going on with it.
Always a bonus.
So that's pretty exciting. So we'll have a little mini review of that when I actually get to use it and see what the photos are like and decide if I'll actually take it or not. This is the big question. It seems a great opportunity too.
It does.
But, especially because the lenses I was going to take, they've been around a while.
Yep.
So therefore, there's nothing kind of new and take some nice photos, but there's nothing new to talk about as far as the lens goes or whatever. So,
yeah, right.
Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. Yeah. What else? I think that's about it.
Since 2005, Shutters Inc. has been a labour of love. But beyond the time required to produce it, there is also a financial commitment. If you find value in the podcast and would like to help keep the servers running, hit up the Patreon link, which is in the show notes. Even a couple of dollars a month will help. Much appreciated. Now, back to the podcast.
Haven't bought any more gear for myself. Oh, I did see, and I was meant to. This is a link I was going to send you yesterday, thinking one day we should podcast, and then I forgot that we were supposed to be podcasting tonight, and then I never sent the link. But I saw a thing on the tube yesterday. Could have been the book of a new electronic neutral density filter.
Wow, electronic in what sense?
Well, I don't know. I didn't read it. But you put it on the front of your lens like you would a traditional neutral. Well, you put a holder on the front of your lens, and this thing kind of slides in.
Yeah. And
then you press a button, and it goes from 2-stop, 4-stop, 6-stop, 12-stop. Some electronic measure, and it says it stops. The issue with with variable ND filters is that X pattern problems that they get. This has 0 X pattern problem.
Interesting.
And you can even get a remote control that can either sit on your hot shoe or just hold it in your hand, and it can change. So if you've got your camera set up, say, in a precarious position, you can just press the button and change it as the light changes. Yeah.
Wow.
Now there's a couple of. I'm remembering now why it's by a company called Benro.
Oh yeah, I know Benro.
Yeah, it makes sure, but everything, all the comments on this thing I was reading about was people were going them because they apparently did some Kickstarter project in 23 for a new tripod, some form of tripod, and people were pledging like $650 for this new tripod. Yeah. And they've never released it and never given any updates and no one's got their money back.
Oh.
So that apparently raised like $2 million in crowd surfing money and never got the cash. I just sent you the link to the it's called the NE1 or the NE1, Benro NE1. Yeah. World's first electronic ND filter kit.
That's crazy.
An early bird price of $228 US, which sounds pretty inexpensive if they actually produce it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so ND3 to ND64.
That's impressive.
Oh, and it can do auto adjust as the light changes. It can automatically adjust.
Wow.
Which is I think pretty clever too. If you're not doing a time lapse or something, as an example.
Particularly if you're starting a shot, say in blue hour before the sun has come up, and then the sun pops up over the horizon whilst you're still shooting, and then you can, close it down to
and vice versa. As the sun's setting, and
exactly.
So you can certainly see some good use case scenarios. And it sounds super impressive. Not that I'd ever use it, but for people who do that kind of stuff, you can see that potentially it's got it's a revolutionary type of thing.
I'm going to have to read into this to find out how the technology works. It's interesting concept.
It's some type of specialized glass or something, and I wonder if it's like those plane windows that that automatically darken when you can do a slider on the plane window, not the ones the pilots are using, the ones that we look out on.
Yeah.
You can just do a little slider and it darkens the glass or lightens the glass.
Right.
I wonder if it's something along that kind of thing. So it features customized Corning optical glass with multi-layered N-lano coatings for exceptional color accuracy, reduced flare, and no unwanted color cast.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you activate or deactivate that, because it's obviously not something that's actually sliding into place. It's something that's in place all the time that is active.
Well, it's like a filter. You got to put the filter holder on and then put the this glass filtery thing.
But once the piece of glass is over your lens,
then you don't touch anything.
It's not like you're adding extra layers of glass or anything like that. So, yeah, really interesting.
Very, 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 I thought I was really quite intrigued, and then I said I've read all these terrible comments, and I'm back at such and such number, and where's my, and I'm back at such and such number, and you're ripping more people off before you've even finished your thing, and how about you don't put research and development into filters when you can't get your tripod to work? So there's a little bit of bad blood out there for the old Venero, but I thought that was kind of fascinating and something truly innovative. And that's not something we can say very often in this current world of photography. So yeah, everyone can have a bit of a gander at that.
Nice.
Yes, that was about the most exciting. Oh, and the only other thing that I found a bit exciting that I'm looking forward to photographically in the next couple of weeks is the NASA Artemis rocket is going up sometime between sort of the 8th and the 12th of Feb.
Oh, right.
Taking men to the moon for the first time since 1973 or whatever it's been.
Yeah, right.
Certainly first time in my living memory.
Yeah.
And they're going to be going out further into space than any humans have ever gone. But I want to know, they're going to be going pretty darn close to the moon. What's their photograph with the technology of the cameras they've got now? I think they're taking Nikon Z9s. What kind of shots are they going to be getting? It's fascinating.
I would be very surprised if they were taking anything that was available to the consumer.
It said Nikon Z9s on the NASA website.
Okay.
And it showed them training the astronauts in how to use them.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, it could be, I don't know. But they used Hasselblads last time. That's,
right.
In the 70s. Okay. So, I don't know.
Actually, the more I think about it, the more it does make sense that you would actually let them take something that is available to the consumer, because something that's available to the consumer has had all the kinks and the speed bumps ironed out.
I'm sure the rocket itself has other cameras of not our
mere mortal access.
Yeah, but for the human element, the human side of the story, which is such a massive part of it, I guess they want to make it look more human. But that's going to be fascinating.
I wonder if they're going to have little GoPros on the top of their space helmets.
Wouldn't surprise. I mean, I'm a massive space nerd anyway. I just think it's just a fascinating time.
Totally.
I'm very, very excited to see what happens. And according to Space 1999, we should have been all living on the moon for the last 27 years. And I'd like to see something happen before I pop this morsel coil, because I was 5 in 1969 when the first, and I don't remember anything about it. I didn't even read the newspaper, Bruce. Wasn't even reading newspapers at that age. No, so wrapped up in my own world that even into the early 70s, I don't remember anything of it. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, I will gladly admit that I shed a tear, Bruce. I shed a tear the first time I watched SpaceX bring 2 rocket boosters back to land and fire and land in true Space 1999 style.
Yeah,
it was the most remarkable thing I've seen in my life, other than my kids being born.
Yeah.
And it made me very emotional. And I don't know why, but it was.
I guess it's the
promise
potential
of humanity.
Yeah,
this promise of humanity that we've had for our entire life. But we never did it. We've never done this stuff, and then all of a sudden, wow, it actually happened and it worked. And how cool does that look?
Yeah.
So that's a really exciting week next week. Hopefully, I'll be
nice.
Be keeping my eye open.
Excellent.
But that's all I've got for the week, my friend. Have you got anything exciting on your end? Anything you want to share with us lovely people?
I've had a trip to hospital, so glad to get that behind me.
For the face?
No.
Oh, what happened this time, mate?
Oh, no, this was planned. I'd been on a wait list for 21 months.
Oh, God.
For, other things.
Those penis reduction surgeries are terrible. And it's just... I've had 3, Bruce, and I'm telling you, it doesn't get easier. No. It does not get easier, And you can't say, guys... Can't you just do it in one go? They said, Mr. Lavender, there's too much to work with. We have to do it in stages.
So anyway, that's. I'm glad that that's behind me now. I'm mostly recovered from that.
Oh, so it's to do with your behind, was it? Yeah, so you're glad it's behind you.
I got my.
But more importantly, are you okay? Have you recovered well? Did you get through it all right?
Recovery.
I know what happened. I know it was going to be painful post.
Recovery was as good as I could hope for it to be.
So it was as bad as you expected, or
it was as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah, but not worse.
But it wasn't worse than I was expecting. So yeah,
that's something, I guess, isn't it?
But my A7 III came back from Digicam.
Oh yes, and
I have to say I am super impressed with those guys. Like, they're not paying me to say this. I don't even know I'm saying this, but they did a lovely job of refurbing my camera. They apparently replaced the hot shoe. I didn't even think there was an issue with the hot shoe, but apparently they replaced the hot shoe as well as fixed up whatever the issue was with the... I think I described it in the last episode. I would power the camera on and it would come up with an error message after a few seconds saying, camera error, turn off, turn back on, and that was just no longer fixing the issue. What I would notice was just before that error message came up, it was like the entire image rotated 1 degree, which made me think that it was something to do with the IBIS, the inbuilt image stabilizer system.
Yep. That would make sense. Or it could just thinking it now, it could have been, does the Sony do the sensor shake?
Yes, it does that as well.
Yeah, so maybe it could have been something to do with that.
Either of those two things it could have been.
Yeah.
But they cleaned the whole thing as well. Like, it's so clean when it came back.
You didn't recognise it?
I did not recognise it.
Did they say what the problem was? Did they say what?
It didn't go into massive detail. Like, there was some information written on the sheet, and I haven't got the sheet in front of me right now, but that was what made me, like, I tweaked to the hot shoe thing because they said that they'd replaced the hot shoe, and I was like, oh, didn't even know that was a problem.
It probably wasn't. They just wanted more money.
Who knows?
They're like mechanics. You take your car in, they'll find 14 other problems.
Well, ain't that the truth? But I've got to also highly commend them on the packaging. It was really nicely, all wrapped up in heaps of bubble wrap, and
very secure.
The box was wrapped all around on all 3 axes with plastic, with fragile stickers all over it. So, yeah, they've done a really nice job of it. So, and you could see on the documentation where, when I had submitted the camera, they asked you to document what exactly you were sending them. So I said, it's got the extended lens hood, and I'm sending 1 battery, and it's got
screen protector or whatever.
Every little thing that was there had all been ticked off on the paperwork that came back, so that you knew that someone had actually compared what they were about to ship out with what I had told them I'd sent them.
You know the nightmares they faced with customers in the past claiming, oh, my grandfather's gold diamond ring was in the back of the camera.
I sent it with a 600mm lens and it came back with a 50mm. So no, I'm very happy with the service that I got from Digicam down in Adelaide.
Good on them.
So thank you guys. Like I said, they don't even know that I'm saying this, but really happy with that. And the error is obviously non-existent. And I'm really happy to have the camera now in this state, given that we are heading off to Croatia
New South Wales.
Heading off to Croatia in less than 3 months.
Oh my goodness!
So looking forward to that. Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Montenegro.
Could be awesome.
That's going to be a great trip. Yeah.
Going to be. And how long are you going for again, sorry?
About 3.5 weeks in total.
Oh, okay, so our listeners won't notice the difference, is what you're saying. The gap.
Correct. So, yeah,
well, he's had the entire holiday in that time.
Yeah.
God.
And then I got a phone call the other day from my mate Andrew up in Brisbane to say that he had received the 70-200, and he was absolutely stoked. He said, I only got it this afternoon. He said, I've put about 25 frames, through it with that lens, and he said, I can't believe how sharp it is and how quiet it is, because it's the SSM version, the super silent mode. Yeah. And I said, yeah, mate, I said, you're going to love it. I said, yeah, get yourself a model and go and do some portraiture at 200mm and 2.8. You'll just love it. So, so I'm really glad to have, I know he got a killer bargain from me.
Yeah.
But as I said to him, I would rather someone was getting to use the gear than have it just sitting on my shelf collecting dust,
Absolutely.
So,
it's going to be loved, and that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I sent him my 2875 2.8 macro, which was the Tamron 2875.
Lens, yeah.
And after I'd sent it, he received it, and he sent me a message, and he goes, mate, I think you've sent me the wrong lens. He said, if you go back and check, we agreed on this lens, and the 70-200. And I went, oh, so we did. Well, I said, look, just keep it, use it. And if, at some point down the track you've got some spare bucks and you're happy to buy it, you can send me some money for it when you're good for it. I said, again, it's sitting here doing nothing, so you might as well have it and get some use out of it. So he's ended up with 4 lenses.
Oh my goodness.
So
bargain of the century.
So he's very happy. So
buy 3, get 1 free. I'd be happy.
That's it. Exactly. Where can I get that lens deal?
Oh God! But mind you, that's what we tell our better half. That's what we got. Oh, we've got the buy 3 get 1 free deal, honey.
Exactly.
So I've already got the 2 barbecues. I've got the 3rd one half price.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What was the sign I saw on Facebook the other day? It said, buy 1 hamburger for the price of 2 and get the second one free.
There's actually a pizza store in Melbourne has that.
Right.
There's buy 2 pizzas at equal price for both. Yeah. Can't argue with that marketing. Yeah, spot on.
Yes, anyway.
Oh, mate. Well, it's been lovely to catch up with you.
Likewise.
I know we haven't a lot of news for the folks out there, but they've heard our dulcet voices, and it was a bit of proof of life.
They have. We did. Yeah. We've had some emails. I just haven't gone to them. There was one from Paul Sutton, who said he sent us a link and said this guy pulled apart a Micro Four Thirds Lumix G9 Mark II, the same one that Paul Sutton has, and then designed and built a Leica lookalike rangefinder using the internals from the Lumix camera. Keep up the good work, and looking forward to the next week's episode. Yep, well, the next week's episode will be about 3 months away.
This is a little unknown fact about me personally, Bruce, is that I can actually pull apart any camera in existence. Completely pull them apart. Can't do anything once they're pulled apart, but I can. I've been able to do that for years. Anything. I can pull just about anything apart once.
Yeah,
and then we put the little bits into a baggie, and we put the baggie in the corner.
I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but my grandfather had an experience like that not long after he came to Australia. This would have been the mid to late 50s, I guess. They were living in Eden down on the south coast of New South Wales. And my grandfather was a very competent motorcycle mechanic and diesel mechanic. He worked for the British Army as a diesel mechanic in the Second World War, and after the Second World War, he was preparing race bikes for the TT.
Wow.
Yeah. So
the Trans-Tasman.
The Isle of Man.
That's the Isle of Man. I do know that. Yeah. I know that, funny enough, because it was in a trivia quiz I was doing about 2 weeks ago.
What's that?
that said where was the race, the TT race held.
Yeah.
And it was in a trivia just 2 weeks ago. So
right.
I happened to by chance. If you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd have no idea. But, as chance would have it.
So anyway, one day my grandfather is in his workshop, aka his garage, and it was one of those typical fibro houses that had the long driveway down the side of the house that went to the garage down the back of the block, right?
Yep.
And he hears something and he looks down his driveway and he sees this guy walking towards him and he's pushing the chassis of a motorcycle with his right hand and he's carrying this heavy Hessian sack in his left hand. And he rolls up, and it was someone my grandfather knew, and let's just say his name was Bill. And my grandfather said, "G'day, Bill, what's happening?" And he said, "Ron, I took it apart, and I've got no idea what goes where." And it was a motorcycle that my grandfather had never worked on, and my grandfather said, "Not a problem, bring it in here." And they cleared some space, and he's just laid everything out on the bench and said, "Just give me a couple of days, and I'll work it out." And he rebuilt the thing and reckoned that the guy said it had never run as good as it did after my grandfather had rebuilt it.
Well, by the sounds of it, it wasn't running at all. It was in the bag.
Well, exactly.
It's running much better than when it was in the bag, Ron.
So Bill had the same skill set that you have, Mr. Lavender?
No, he had the skills. Yeah. Oh, Bill did. Yeah, not Ron. Ron's got the actual skill. Yeah. I'm always amazed by people who can do stuff like that, who can just put their hand to anything.
Totally.
It's amazing. Yeah,
totally.
I
kind of wish I'd spent more time with him learning that stuff, but as a teenager, that just didn't appeal to me. And and I kind of think about myself now and think the way I can build a computer from scratch, there are probably people who would feel the same way about that ability, who would go...
Yeah, I can pull a computer apart too.
Yeah, but I can put it back together.
I'll do half the work, you do the other half.
There we go.
Perfect business.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, good to chat.
And good to chat to you too, mate. Paul Sutton, by the way, because he was on my live podcast the other night. He popped in live. So thanks for popping in, Paul.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. And we'll let's try and get in. What's the date? Let's try and get in one more before I go to Bangladesh.
Yep.
Yes, and then one, because I don't come back until late March.
Right.
And when do you go away?
Early May. So somewhere in April, we'll get another one out.
Let's try and get a couple in April before you go as well. So there we are. We've got 3 more podcasts planned for this half of the year.
Nice. We love it.
Oh, God.
All right, mate. Will you look after yourself?
You too, mate. Take care. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
You've been listening to Shutters Inc. For questions, comments, and feedback, email theboys@shuttersincpodcast.com.